Hello. The last video that I posted, that was kind of like a thing where I'm just talking about my feelings. I was like, these vlogs that I'm gonna be posting are like just me talking about my thoughts. Well, guess what I did? Yeah, you already know that I deleted them on accident. As I usually do. You won't be getting those vlogs, I guess. But instead, this video that I'm making right now is just another little video to kind of get my feelings out and talk about it. This isn't going to be funny. It's not going to be very interesting. And if you have no interest in watching it, you're not hurting my feelings. I love the people in my life, but sometimes they're very busy. And they don't always have time for me, and that's okay. And the internet is a very good outlet to talk to feel like you have somebody to talk to even when you're just staring into a camera. It's November 26th. It's 8:06 in the morning. Just to give you a little prep about how my week has been, I worked the night before Thanksgiving, and then I came and slept, and then had to wake up and enjoy family things, and then go back to sleep, and then go to work again. And then I had to come home and sleep for about 4 hours, and then go to an away game, so that means I had to get up at like 11, and not get home until about 1 in the morning, and then go to work. And now it's 8 in the morning, and work is where I just came from. But because I am anxiety, and I can't sleep. So, my grandmother is dying, and it's very weird because I didn't really get to know my grandmother when she was in her right state of mind, and when she was in her right state of mind, she wasn't a very nice person. And I'm not mad about that, and I don't hold it against her because I understand. Sometimes we can't help the way that we were raised, and sometimes we just never learn to adapt to things that aren't ignorant. But I don't blame her for the way that she felt and the things that she thought. It's not her fault, the way that she was raised and what she had to go through. There are some things that she was very hateful and not nice and ignorant in a non-forgiving way about, but like I say, I'm not angry about it. I'm okay. There's no reason for me to hold that hate in my heart to a woman that I barely knew who lost her mind very shortly after she adopted me and my little brother. My grandmother started developing Alzheimer's at a very early age. We got my little brother when he was born, and so Trevor's 12 now, about to be 13, and she probably started developing Alzheimer's when he was about 2 years old. So there we go. There's a way to make this make sense. So obviously not in her 30s. I don't know why I keep thinking that, but she was pretty young when it happened. It just got increasingly worse as time went on. It was something that was very hard for my family to adapt to, but I think that we did a pretty good job, or at least my grandfather really did. I am very proud of him, and that's something that I'll probably never really get to express to him, but he was a lot different man when they first adopted us, and I've seen him go through a lot of changes and become what I consider to be a better person. But I don't know that my grandmother's going to make it through the end of the year, and if she does, I doubt that she would make it to the end of January 2017. But it's a weird thing for me because I am not sad that my grandmother is dying. I am sad about everyone else that is going to be very sad. I never had a close relationship with my grandmother, and what I remember of her when she was sane, she was mean to me, and then she was just crazy, you know? And that's literally what happened. She is crazy, like she started losing her mind. So I'm not trying to be offensive, that's the truth. So I don't have a lot of like strings attached. There's not any good memories. There are memories, and they're not all bad. There's only really a few ones that are bad, but like they're not meaningful. She wasn't a big influence in my life. If anything, she just taught me things not to do. So but it's still very hard. I think the thing that makes me the most upset really is just with my grandfather, because they've been married for, I think, over 30 years, and to be married with somebody that long and watch them lose their mind more and more as time goes on, that's very hard on a person. And I know that everybody does good things and bad things, and good people do bad things, and bad people do good things. But I'm just very proud. I'm very proud of my grandfather. I'm a very emotional person, and I don't like to tell people things when they won't take me seriously, and I feel like that's something that I may never get to really express to him, given the way that he was raised, and still some things are a little too feminine. I'm sorry if I'm kind of repeating the same thing over and over again. I'm just trying to really figure out how I feel and express why I'm even making this video. I knew that when we moved into this new house, it was going to be the end, because having Alzheimer's makes it hard to adjust to a new environment. Had my grandmother been in her right mind, she would have loved it. She would have loved this house. She would have loved the yard. We live right beside a creek. It's definitely her ideal. One of the big reasons that my grandfather bought this house was because they always wanted a house beside a creek. But like I said, it's hard for them to adjust to change. And so, she didn't know, where the house was and where she can walk, and she fell down a few times. And anyway, she has reached a point where she's not really eating her food. She can't really swallow. It's hard for her to take her medicine. And she's basically been hooked up to a breathing machine constantly. And she can't walk anymore. So she's getting bed sores and stuff, and we're ordering the things to keep from that, so don't go crazy in the comment sections or whatever. But it's reaching that point, and that different things work for different people. Some people really outlive being bedridden, but my grandfather doesn't want my grandma to live through tubes, and neither do I. But really what moved me to want to make this video this morning was because when I came home, my grandfather was awake. And when I got out of the shower, he was laying in the bed beside my grandmother. And you can hear that she's not breathing well, even with the breathing machine. And, he wasn't laying on the opposite side of the bed. He was very close to her. And that really, that's what makes me upset. That's what makes me want to cry is, I've never experienced somebody that I loved deeply and cared for dying, but I've been through little baby teenage heartbreaks, and I can only imagine what it must feel like to be married to somebody for that long and go through that much of your life with them, and then having to watch them lose their mind and pass. And I just saw him laying there beside her, and I called my work and let them know that it probably won't be long. And my YouTube channel is for me, about parts of my life and things that I want to be able to remember in the future, because just because I'm feeling this right now, I might forget. Once upon a time, I had crushes on boys that I barely remember, and I think the videos of me, saying that I liked them so much are very cute. It's just something that I wanted to talk about and that I wanted to document. And if you watched and you care, I appreciate you, and I'm glad that you are a part of this with me. Just thank you for listening to me vent my feelings, because no shade at any of my friends, nothing bad towards them, but not only is this something that's hard to express, it's something that's hard for people to comfort you with, and it's a difficult situation. And a lot of the people that I love and care about are very busy, or we just don't have time to talk to each other, and that's okay. I just want to make that very clear, and I just appreciate every single person that ever watches anything that I ever post, because they're not meant for anybody to watch. They're meant for me. So I love that you give like enough of a shit to care. Anyway, this video is really long, and I wasn't going to edit it, but now that it's 16 minutes long, I probably need to go through and cut out all of the times that I said So for the 14th million time, thank you for watching my videos, and stick around to see some footage of a dead woman.